Hi, and welcome to Simple Logistics channel. Today, we are going to discuss some news about the logistics market in 2021. What I want to give is a global overview of this market and what are the opportunities ahead of us. So the market has recovered pretty fast, and now the volumes that are shipping worldwide are almost the same as pre-pandemic levels. There is a lot of congestion in ports in China and North America. We still have problems with empty containers in China, lack of empty containers in China, but that's a short-term effect of the recovery, the fast recovery after the first pandemic impacts. What we see now is recovery almost in every region. As I mentioned, we are reaching almost pre-pandemic levels, especially in sea freight and road, rail transportation. The air freight is still severely impacted by the lack of or the restrictions of passenger flight. So there is a lot less capacity now for air transportation, even to cargo. The number of freighters entering the pool of air carriers is still not enough to recuperate or recover the loss of capacity that we had that was caused by the flight suspension, flight reduction, the flight restrictions of passenger aircrafts. A lot of belly capacity of the passenger aircraft is used for the transport of cargo, of goods. That has eliminated a lot of capacity in air transportation. And these capacity is going to be needed for the global economic recovery that we are forecasting. Most governments everywhere are making stimulus packages, like the stimulus package in the US, that will bring a lot of investment for infrastructure, especially clean energy, transportation, infrastructure, rail, construction, and these will require a lot of materials, a lot of raw materials, like steel, cement, a lot of hard materials, a lot of commodities are going to be shipped everywhere, especially North America and China are the most significant markets in that respect, and a lot of transportation will be required globally to feed this need for raw materials, for commodities in these countries. I expect to see in the next few months, as vaccination numbers go up, that flight restrictions are eased, and there is a return, not to normal, but a return of some passenger flights. I think overall, in the longer term, environmental concerns are going to be more important in reducing the number of flights then the safety protocols or the protocols to, to fight COVID. So I don't see the number of passenger flights going over what it was pre-pandemic. What I expect is a lot of passengers going to other transportation modes like rail for good, not returning to the air flight. And what I see in the medium term or longer term is the air carriers using more and more clean fuel, at first biofuels, and later on hydrogen to reduce their emissions and win back those customers that they are losing for environmental reasons. Until that, those clean technologies are mature and widespread, I don't think we'll have a bigger number of passengers in air transportation than we saw pre-pandemic. But the other transportation modes, especially rail, are going to get a boost. First, for the transport of passengers, and second, because of all these demand for the commodities, and we are going to see a lot more of transport need to move those commodities, within North America or within Asia, where you have good rail networks. Internationally, we are going to see a lot more sea freight, but also is going to be required from sea carriers, the shipping lines, that they use more clean fuels, pretty much the same pressure or the same heat that air companies are feeling today. The shipping lines are going to feel as well. So the new IMO regulations that enter into force this year, they are be compounded with more pressure from consumers, from environmental groups, for them to use cleaner technologies. Not only scrubbers in old container ships, but other types of fuel like LNG, liquid natural gas, or more use of wind power. We are seeing now again cargo ships with sails or types of sails, round sails or kites. These different kind of sails, so they can use more wind power to save on other power sources, save on fuel. So I expect a lot more pressure over the shipping lines for the widespread adoption of these technologies, and they are going to need more capacity, clean capacity, to transport all the commodities that are already being required for the economic recovery in most developed or developing countries. And the stimulus plans are only starting. We are going to see these boom for commodities for a number of years. I think at least 2 or 3 years, we are going to see high demand for these commodities, and we are going to require a lot more transport capacity for these. It's short term, 2 3 years. is still a short term. It's difficult to predict where the market will go next. Some are predicting more, buy local, manufacture local, and reduction of the globalization that we have seen or experienced so far. Others are saying that this rollback of globalization is impossible. So it's a little bit more difficult to say after these economic recovery plans are done, where the markets are going to go, where the need of global transport is going to go. I don't think we'll ever need less transport, but it's still up for debate. Good news for those of us that work with logistics, that we are going to see an increase, not a decrease, at least in this short term. We're going to see an increase in international transportation, in international logistics business. Okay, thank you. Bye.